Whether you want to admit it or not, Krillin is useless. This bowling ball single-handedly has a higher deletion count than the entire Saiyan race put together. Since his youth, Krillin has been getting clowned on, hoed, and took more L's than any other character in the Dragon's Balls franchise. Exhibit A: Krillin got tapped on the head by King Pickle's underling, who was named after a musical instrument, and quickly died of blunt trauma like the weakling he is. If I got slid on by someone with the name Tambourine and one kick man to death, I would hope my family burns my coffin, because even in the afterlife I wouldn't be able to bear the shame. Even the announcer for the World Tournament, who has no idea how to scrap, was attacked and survived with minimal injuries. Absolutely pitiful display of self-defense on the Chia Pet's part. Krillin especially enjoys getting throttled by Frieza. He was tossed onto the horns of Freezer and forced to ride him until completion. He was shortly tossed away after Frozone was finished inserting his horn into the Q-tip's insides. Shortly after getting penetrated by Frieza unconsensually, the bowling ball was rag-dolled once more and imploded while his comrades watched, similar to how Casca was treated. If that wasn't bad enough, his assailant said, quote, "Pop goes the weasel." Which is the 1990 equivalent of "I put your homie in a pack and am puffing on his remains." The pudgy bald tard then goes on to have one of the most important roles in the Cell saga. He has the potential to shut down Perfect Cell before he can stuff enough people inside of himself till completion. However, this absolute simp decides that he would rather risk the fate of the entire world for a cold metallic flesh sack for him to shove his Johnson into. When you thought it couldn't get any worse, in the Buu saga, Krillin is one of the first low-tier characters to get turned into chocolate and consumed. Krillin attempted to LARP as One Punch Man and sneak Buu with a chin shot. However, like the chocolate he was turned into, that boy sweet AF and had no success. Moments later, since Baldy couldn't protect his family, his android fleshlight and his neurodivergent daughter were also turned into chocolate and feasted upon by Patrick Star. Even in non-canon episodes such as GT, Chrome Dome himself steps to the plate to bat and gets a first-class trip to Otherworld. At this point it was probably free from the amount of air miles he has accumulated from going to Otherworld every summer as if it's a getaway vacation. I guess nobody ever told bro not to be a hero because he's still getting Piper parried every time he steps in a room. But this time it was from none other than his brother-in-law, who whooped his chop and let it bang bang at Krillin like it was a 2012 house party where everyone is wearing True Religion jeans with Gucci belts and listening to Love Sosa. After failing to protect his family like a gun-banning liberal, Krillin's wife was then domestically abused by her brother while the man of the hour, Krillin himself, is heading back to the gulag, probably wondering why he even bothers getting berezed at this point. Adding to the list of ways Krillin has avoided his parental responsibilities almost as much as Goku, is at the end of GT where Krillin gets down in possibly the most cringe way possible, old age, totaling 5 disqualifications from the mortal plane. But let's put the trips to the afterlife aside and take this time to remember some other times Egghead has been as useful as a literal tumor. Let us not forget about the time Q-Ball was dating the town bicycle named Marin, who was already getting tossed around like a football by the entire team, including the coaches. Less than a minute after Krillin broke up with her, she sold her body to another man for some ice cream. To top it all off, when the brain-damaged iPad kid, otherwise known as the Omni King, decided to host a tournament in which your entire universe will be destroyed if you lose, Krillin was the first person in Universe 7 to get knocked out. Which quite frankly was shocking and appalling. I personally could have never predicted this outcome. I hope you enjoyed all of the non-satire reasons Krillin should have never been born, and don't even get me started on Yamcha.